Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 66 of What If Tsunade Was Naruto's mother. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out the new episode of What If Naruto Took His Training Seriously that I post on this channel, so go ahead and enjoy that. And over on Anime King 2, I post a new episode of What If Naruto Was Trained by Gods, so go ahead and check out that. And I also post a new episode of What If Naruto Was Taken by Orochimaru, so go ahead and enjoy it as well. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you're hearing my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join both channels and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. And without further ado, let's get straight into this new episode. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So, the last time we left off, Naruto brought Yujito back home as he told her to not tell anyone about what she saw, as she promised him, as she just begged for him to come back alive, as the both of them finally slept together. As she came back to the village, news quickly spread about her being back, as Tsunade came to the hidden cloud as she asked Yujito if she saw Naruto or any sign of Naruto, anything that could help. It pained Yujito to not tell her, but she had to lie. She didn't see any sign of him. That is what she told Tsunade, as a broken Tsunade went back home. Meanwhile with Naruto, he was traveling as he headed to the hidden sound, as he wanted information from Orochimaru. Well, Orochimaru's notes, saying that Orochimaru was once a part of the Akatsuki, he wondered if Orochimaru knew any of the Akatsuki bases. He got there, he encountered some sound ninjas, but he quickly dispatched all of them, saying that he wanted to keep his identity for now, as he also had on a seal that Kushina taught him a long time ago to prevent any of the slugs or the frog from finding him. As Naruto found Karin, her name was Karin Uzumaki, as she used her chakra as she messed with his transformation jutsu that he had on, as she saw his real face, and Naruto was going to kill her, but she told him that she could help him find the Akatsuki, and Naruto needed the help. With Itachi, the leader has called Itachi and Kisame as they were heading there, but Itachi then turned to Kisame as he told him that he has been here for him since his brother died, and seeing that he has no one left, he's glad that Kisame is his friend, as Kisame wonder where the hell did that came from, but both of them has been partners for a long time, and he would have had it no other way. But then a kunai plunged right into his chest, piercing his heart, as he looked over, as Itachi said he was sorry, as Kisame fell to the ground, as Itachi then went off. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So let's start this new episode. We start this episode a couple weeks after the event of Itachi, as we currently have Tsunade in a hospital room, along with Mai on the hospital table, and a doctor, as Mai was currently giving birth, as the doctor told her to push. 10 minutes later, Tsunade and Mai was in the office, along with Shizune, as Mai was holding her newborn baby girl, which they named Mito, as Mai saw Tsunade, as she then handed her the baby, as Tsunade immediately broke into tears after holding the baby in her arms. This was the hope that Naruto left behind, even though her hope was running thin, because Naruto has been missing so long. His daughter was here, baby Mito, as Tsunade broke down in tears. "Are you okay?" Lady Tsunade asked Shizune. "I'm fine," said Tsunade, as she looked down at the baby. The baby had bright blue eyes, with golden, flowing hair, as the baby giggled, as Tsunade tickled her chin. as Shizune saw something that she hasn't seen in tsunade for a long while. A smile. Some sort of hope. It seems like she hasn't fully given up on life yet. When she heard about Naruto is missing and it's been so long, it seemed like she had given up on life, but now this baby has brought back hope to her teacher. Through the time skip, a lot has happened. Zetsu had found Kisame's body as he relayed this information back to Pain, who relayed the information back to the masked man. As currently, the masked man, Tendo Pain, Konan, and Zetsu were in a room. They were the only members left of the Akatsuki. Kisame was just killed, and Itachi has gone AWOL, as they didn't understand what brought him to this, as Konan thought that it was probably because of his brother, Sasuke Uchiha. He must have been thinking about this for a long time now, but where did he go, as they couldn't find him? And the problem about Senju Naruto as well. The Nine Tails slipped past their grasp, and now they were short on members. A distance away from the hideout that they were inside, Naruto along with Karin were in a tree. As Karin opened her eyes, yes, she said, 4 of them are in there. But one of them, he seems to be a puppet or something. He's getting chakra from a source. As she then turned around, there, she said, that tree. The tree? Naruto asked. Yes, it is made up of some thin layer or something. All I know is that chakra is holding it up. It's not a real tree. And the person that is transporting the chakra is inside of there. So that's him. That is where Nagato is, said Naruto, as he pulled out a scroll, as he unsealed 2 swords from it. Karin, go and hide, and remember, lower your chakra so they won't find you. Alright, she said. Don't go and get yourself killed, okay? Don't worry, I won't, he said, as Karin then jumped off the tree and went off. Naruto then created a wood clone, as both him and the wood clone went into sage mode, as the black lines appear on their faces. Crush everything in sight, said Naruto, as the clone nodded, as he went towards the hideout, as the real Naruto dashed towards the tree. In a split second, Nagato's eyes opened, as he sensed it, as Tendo Pain went silent as he was just in a conversation with the masked man. Nagato, you okay? Asked Konan. It was then they felt a huge chakra spike and a giant wooden fist smashed through the top of the hideout as the masked man let it fade right through him as he sucked himself in a swirling vortex as Konan burst into papers as Zetsu managed to sink underground while Tendo Pain got destroyed. Meanwhile with Nagato, the tree was sliced down into the middle as he was now completely in the open. Wooden vines then break from the ground as they wrapped around the entire machine that he was in and wrapped around his arms, stopping him, as Naruto then landed in front of him. Well, I must say, I'm indeed surprised, Senju Naruto. You managed to caught us off guard. This is for my sensei, said Naruto, and with a slash, Nagato's head fell to the ground, off of his shoulders. Meanwhile, the clone was on top of a mini golem. It wasn't at full power, as the golem was trying to smash Konan, as she was flying through the air. As the clone fired wooden spikes, as Konan managed to evade and dodge all of them. She then sensed something coming behind her. As she quickly turned around, it was the real Naruto, as he brought down his sword. She managed to dodge as she flew straight up into the air, but Naruto's clone jumped off the wooden golem as he held up his hand as Naruto stepped into his hand, as the clone threw him straight up. As he brought his swords towards Konan, Konan quickly created a paper sword as Naruto slashed at her, but she blocked it as the both of them were trying to push back each other in mid-air. As Naruto then placed one of his swords in his mouth, using his right hand to hold her up, as he then channeled chakra to his left hand and swinged a fist towards her face. She quickly dressed back, allowing Naruto to fall, as Naruto ran through hand sign, as he created a tree, as he landed on top of a tree. Konan's eyes then went wide, as she just realized why Tendo Pain went silent. She then rushed over to where Nagato was. As she arrived, Tears start to flow out of her eyes. Meanwhile, Naruto was on top of the golem as a swirling vortex appeared beside him as the masked man appeared on the golem as well. You have really caused me a lot of problems, Senju Naruto. And this time, when I capture you, you won't escape. You think I haven't been waiting for you? Said Naruto, as he jumped off the wooden golem. The wooden golem then released wooden spikes from all over its body as he tried to grab the masked man, but he faded right through all of them. 10 Naruto clones then jumped through the trees as they rained down fire on the masked man as the wooden golem tried his best to grab onto him, trying to hold him in one position. But the masked man faded through all of it as the real Naruto landed on the ground. He then had to dodge swift attacks from Konan, who was swiping at him with their paper swords as Naruto was dodging each and every one of them. Naruto jumped back as he went through hand sign. Woodbines, he said, as the ground break open, but she turned her body into paper and flew straight up into the air. As Naruto then speed through hand sign, lightning style,